Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. If you're a return viewer, appreciate the view time. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, I hope you and wish you would. And if you're a return subscriber and viewer, great appreciation, and I can't tell you how much support I've been getting, and thank you very much for that. Today what we're going to do is a Gypsy setting, so let's get going on it. So we got a ring rail here, and we're going to take that and we're going to go to our gems, and we're going to do it gem on ring rail, and we'll just go ahead and take that one, and then we'll select the gem and do an offset. So let's do an offset, gem offset right here, and let's drag it up to about somewhere around here. All right, and we'll hit enter. You can change any size stone or any shape. It's the procedure is pretty much the same for this. So right now we have this out here. So let's grab another outside ring rail, or an outside ring rail, and I've changed that to my favorite here. And we'll take that and close this out, and I'll hold down shift and take it to 2.5. We want a nice heavy shank on here for the heirloom to the children later. And we'll take this one up to a little bit above our offset curve, and we'll just go ahead and hit enter. And now I'll turn to yellow, and we will grab a curve, a line curve, and somewhere around the close to where that is, it doesn't have to be right on, and we'll just take those two and we will do a trim, and we'll just take that and delete it, and pick our line we just made and delete it as well. And now we'll take our outside ring rail and turn on snap points. And we have two real close together, and we don't need those two real close together because we won't get a nice smooth flow. So let's just get rid of those two. And with my O snaps on and my quad snaps, I will take that and just snap it to the quad. If you saw, I picked it so that the two arrows turn white, right? It's just like a move command. So I'll just click on this one, and when that two arrows turn white, I'll just grab it and snap it to that quad, and make sure I'm snapped to that quad. Yes, okay. And then turn off my points. All right, so we have that. All right, and now what I'll do is grab another line, but this time I'll take it from the right side, or right click, which will put in both directions, and I'll snap to my quad right there, and I'll hold down shift and kind of figure out how thick I want it. Something like maybe, I don't know, something like this, I guess. And then I'll go to my arc direction and go from one end to the other end and hold down shift, and then take that arc direction and turn on my points, and then select all three of those outside points, and I need to go in. So I'm going, again, they turn white, and then just snap it to that quad, and then get rid of those points and get rid of that curve there. We don't need it. And then I'll take that and mirror it over to F by F4, holding down shift, and take that. Now I'll take a line, and I'll just draw a line between this. It could be a straight line. You could leave it just like this. I'm just going to take it and type in change degree, and I'm going to change it to degree 4 and hit enter, and then turn on my points. I just want to, you can put any shape here you want. It's up to you. I'm going to drag this one out a little bit, something like that, and I'm going, if I can, there we go. Select this point here, select this point here and this point here, and I'm going to hold down shift and kind of bring those in a little, something like that. All right, and then I'll get rid of those points. All right, and I'll take that curve and mirror it, F4, holding down shift, and just select all those curves and join them together, 4 curves joined into one closed curve. So now we have one closed curve out there. Okay, so that'll be kind of the shape we're going to be going for. Next thing I'll do is go back and grab another line curve and go to my ring rail bottom mid and kind of get it set up for here. So I'll hold down shift and kind of get it to the width I want. Something like that should be fine. And I'll go grab that art direction again and do the same thing from end to end and holding down shift and turning on those points and selecting those points and then dragging them up to my quad and then turning off those points and getting rid of that there. All right, so we have this out here. Next thing I'll do is grab me a line again, and I'll go from the quad here to that point, right? And then I will do another change degree and hit enter. And this time I'll just do, let's see, 3 is 4 points. So let's try that. And we'll turn on points. Okay, this top one is the most important one. This one will give you the shape, right? So we'll do something like this where it comes out. You can't have it just going straight down in, right? So we'll do something like this. Should be fine. And I'll just go ahead and accept that, get rid of those points, and then I will turn on my edit points. Okay, and this point here, I'm going to click it and drag it to that quad right there. Okay. And it kind of goes in a little. That's okay. It should be fine. And we'll hit get rid of those points. All right. So we have this going on. And now I'm going to mirror this over to the other side. Hold down shift. Okay. And then I will select that arc direction there, and I will split it with my outside ring rail and hit enter. Okay, so we have this and we have this, and we want to join those together, and we want to join the other side together as well. Okay, so let's see, what am I missing here? It looks okay. All right. Oh yeah, we need to take our outside ring rail and split it with one of those and hit enter. So now that's it. Okay. So what we have set up right now, let's turn off our gem right here. We have a solid here. We have a solid here, or not solid, but a closed curve and a closed curve. We have a half a curve here. We have a half a curve here. We have the other half and the other half, right? So we should be set up for a curve network sweep. So let's try that. We'll click on that. We'll take our 2 solid or closed curves first, and then we'll go around to each of our outside, doing the way it's supposed to be flown around, right? And we'll hit enter. So we get this. And then we'll take that. And we'll take this, turn it to green, and give it some shading. So we got something like this going on, right? And we'll go ahead and we'll leave it open for right now. I'm going to go ahead and take all those yellow curves, change them to gray, and hide them. All right. And now what I'm going to do is select my ring rails, but I don't want both of them. I only want the inside ring rail. So I'm going to hold down Control and delete this one and delete this one. And then I'm going to drag this one out, click off of it, click back on it, drag it back in, and then cap. So we have this, all right? And now what I'm going to do is go to solid, go to Boolean difference. This will be my first surface, enter. This will be my second surface, enter. And you can tell everything's pink, so something went astray. And what it is the direction, dir, and they're pointing in. So we'll need to flip that direction and then hit enter. Okay, and now let's do that. So we'll click on our first surface and our second surface, hit enter and hit enter again, and we'll delete that, and we will delete that. So we have this. Okay, we got a little bulge there. We're going to deal with that in a second. All right. So this is what we've got going on here. Looks like if I explode it, that's okay. That's good. Let's undo that. I want it solid. Okay, so we have an open surface because it's right here, right? So let's go ahead and cap that. And now let's check it. Okay, closed surface. So we're good to go. All right, so we'll give it some shading here. Now we need to get rid of that little nasty piece right there in the center, right? So starts going astray about there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a line curve from F4, and right where it starts to go astray, I think it's somewhere around here, and we're going to take mirror that F4 over to this side, something like that. And then we're going to hide our ring rails. We don't want to be doing anything with those. We'll need those later. So we'll go ahead and select everything, and we'll do a trim, and we'll just get rid of that surface there and hit enter, and then get rid of this and get rid of that. Okay. So we have this. Now I wonder if I should. Okay, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and cap this for real quick, because we need to make a duplicate of it. So for later, so we'll duplicate it in place, turn it to our cutting layer, and I'll just hide it for right now. Okay, now let's see if we can do a little bit of yeah, let's see if we can do a little bit of manipulation here. We'll go to our solids and fillet edge, and we'll go ahead and select this edge here. Okay, it stops there, so back out of that. Click right click to bring it back, but do chain edges. No, 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 none. Okay, that's what we want right there. And let's go ahead and hit enter, enter. Let's go ahead and hit enter. Click on that, close poly surface, we're good. And let's do it on this side here, chain edges. Here, no, none, enter, enter, enter. Okay, so there we go. And it's closed poly surface, so we're good to go. Okay, now let's go ahead and fix this part right here. So let's bring back our ring rails, and the two are separate, right? So let's go ahead and join those together. We'll join this one and hit enter, and okay. So let's go ahead and take this, and we will nuke it right here, and we'll get rid of that piece, and we will get rid of that piece right there. All right, and what we'll do is go to our curves, and we will do a dupe edge. Those there, and hit enter and join together, and we will do a surface 2, 1, 2, profile, and enter. Okay, and there we go. That takes care of that. And it gives us that. The reason why we went ahead and did that blend is because if you try to do it with this, it could create some issues. So this way it's already there when you dupe those edges, and it just takes it, so it's much easier. And let's go ahead and get rid of all this and hit enter, and let's take this and this, well, and this and that, everything actually, and join it together. Okay, close polyester, so we're good to go. All right, now let's bring back out our orange one there. And let's select our orange. I want my orange layer. All right. And we're going to go to transform and cage edit. And we want bounding box. A world will take. And 553, that should be fine. So we'll go ahead and hit enter and get those points out there. So the first thing we're going to do is go in and do a little manipulation here in the top. I'm going to take that down to -0.5 and hit enter. And then let's see, the sides here, we'll take these two and drag them over a little. And we will take these two and kind of drag them over a little. And let's turn wireframe on our sides here. Let's take these two, drag them over, and let's take these two and drag them over. Something like that. Let's take a look underneath, see what we got going on. Yeah, it looks fine. All right, but we don't want it sharp right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to wireframe, of course, and we'll take these and see about this. So we'll hold down shift and kind of bring them in. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Okay, we'll undo that. We'll take these and kind of drag them up. And then take these, drag them in, and take these, and drag them in. So it's just outside, not touching. Yeah. Okay. So there we are. We should be set up okay. So let's get out of those points. Let's put it on shaded, and let's one more time check. Should be saving this, by the way. All right, and we'll just get rid of our bounding box there. And let's do a solid Boolean difference. And green will be our first surface, enter, and cutting layer will be our second, and enter. And we got a little tag right there, so let's back out of that. Let's go ahead and put that bounding box back on. Fix that a little bit. Transform. Bounding box, enter, enter, enter. Okay. And we'll go ahead from our front view here, and we'll just, yeah, there we go. Let's drag them down just a little. Okay, let's go ahead and take that. Let's get rid of our bounding box, and let's try that one more time. So solid Boolean difference. This was our first, enter. This is our second, enter. Oh, okay, one more time. Select first surface, enter. Second surface. I guess I was a little too fast for it. Enter. And let's get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. And let's get rid of this one. There we go. We got a nice little cutout in there, right? All right, so let's go back to our fillet edge. And let's put on chain edge. And let's select this. And that goes all the way around, which is what we want. Hit enter, enter, enter. And check. Close polysert. We're good to go. And let's take all our yellow here and go ahead and turn it to gray. And let's bring back out our gemstone now. All right. So let's grab our gemstone. And let's go to cutters, gem cutter. And this time we want to kind of look from our front view with wireframe. And what we want to do first maybe is drag that in. We don't want it cutting into our shank, or we don't want it to cut the whole seat. It can have a nice little start, but not the whole thing. And let's put a little sharper edge here. And let's drag that up. And let's drag this one up, something like that, and then drag it down. And our girdle, it doesn't really matter. We'll make it a little thinner. That's fine. And we should be good to go on that. So hit enter, turn on our shading. And we will go ahead and do a Boolean difference again. Right here, enter. And we have two of them out there. So we'll take that one and get rid of it. And now we have this one, right? Let's see. Yeah, and check close poly surface. Now the last thing, this isn't really something you have to do. I mean, this is probably fine. But let's go ahead and hide that gem. What you can do is, if you want to, right? You can go ahead and explode it one more time. And you can get rid of so this piece, yeah, this piece here. And we can do, let's go ahead and join everything back together here. Right, so everything's back together except for this piece is missing. What you can do is go to your surface and do a blend. And first edge here, second edge there, and hit enter. And you can kind of manipulate this a little bit however you want. You know, kind of play around with it. Let's do tangency. And let's lock those. Going the wrong direction there, it looks like. Okay, let's back out of this. I did something. I might have picked something wrong. Okay, let's try it again. It's not something you really have to do. Just to me, it just gives a little extra. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then hit enter. And then you can manipulate these. However you want. That's not really doing a good job here. What do we got going? Oh, I know what it is. Okay, let's go back. Back. Okay. It's because I don't have an outside rail there. Circle. So what I want to do is grab that, go to my dupe real quick, and select this edge and hit enter, right? And then I want to offset this edge on my surface. This is my surface. Flip the direction. And I want to offset it like a 0.2 and hit enter. Okay, there we go. And then take my curve, well, take this surface and split it with this curve and hit enter. Okay, so then I have this and delete it. All right, and now I can go in here and delete this one, right? And let's go ahead and hide that curve. And what's this here? Let's get rid of that. Now let's try that blend from here to here and hit enter. There we go. And let's put our gem out there so we can kind of see what it's going to do to it. And let's play around with these a little bit. It just makes it look rounded, right? There we go. That's what I want. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and take that. And then we'll just take olive green and this here and join those together. And we should have a closed poly surface, and we are pretty much done. See, it just makes it look better for the render or whatever. And if you click on it, you can kind of see what's going on out there. So there you have it. Let's go to, and everything's nice and smoothed off on the inside, the outside, all the way around it. It's a very nice quality piece of jewelry for a Gypsy set.